G'day, it's that rig guy here, and we're sitting on the lake side of Lake Bonnie here. I was going to do a video on how to tie the slide rig, but it looks like before we can do that, we've hooked up onto something quite nice. So we'll bring this sucker in, and then we'll tie the slide rig for you. Now, this is not scripted, by the way. This was just, nothing was biting, so I was going to do the video for you on how to tie the slide rig. But, yeah, this seems to have a bit of go to it. All right, let him run. Good way to start a video, considering it wasn't actually even planned. Let him run for a bit. Get pressure on. The real thing is, if we rush this is where we lose them. This is where you lose most of your fish, at the bank. So this is a nice Lake Bonnie carp. Not a bad way to start the video. All right, we'll get there and we'll do a measure of him and that a little bit later. Okay, just before we do change over, what we actually caught this guy on is soft plastic corn, available on our Lovell Rigs website, and in the side of his mouth, that's a number 6, or is it 6 or 4? Yeah, number 4 circle hook. Beautiful on the side of the mouth there. He wasn't going nowhere. So we'll sort him out and get back to you. We'll do our how to make the slide rig. See you in a minute. G'day guys. As I said, we'll see you in a minute. Unfortunately, back at the lake, I stood up a bit too quick, as you saw, and I lost my beads everywhere. Couldn't find a couple of them. So here we are. We're back in the den, and we're going to do it on the board here with the slide rig. So first of all, I'm going to grab my hook, just a standard blood knot on that. Just through. Thinking, oh yeah, nothing really different, insanely trivial about this so far. You'd be right. A bit of wet. Pull it down tight, nip it down. As I said, it's just a simple blood knot. Everybody knows these. Well, most people who fish know these. It's the very first knot we learn in most cases. I have my measuring stick here. So I click onto the slide. We're looking at probably just over 40, around 40 centimeters probably. As a fisherman, I could be exaggerating. It could only be a bit less, but that's close enough. Cut that. It's all one piece of line, by the way. Now, this is the bit that makes it the secret recipe. We get the float stop. And that float stop goes, obviously, onto the line. And if you can't get them on, you get another hook. You open that wider. So what I'm doing is trying to get the hook into there. Widen the gap up on the bead. Set that on there. I grab my all-important pair of pulling pliers, pull it on, and get that onto there. Now, we now cover that with the oval bead. Lube it up, and we push that. I don't know how well you can see that, but we push that onto the float stop. And this is what makes your line adjustable. Because now I can use that to adjust the depth. Following this one here, I then put one bead on, the all-important slide. So we can use these, or we can use something very similar. We did start out at one point using these, but I've moved to those other black ones because they're a lot sturdier. I don't have to worry about having several different ones for heavy rigs. So we now just stick with the standard one of those. Goes on there. Another one of these. And then I just put another small bead on here just because it's fun. So right now we're sitting all like that. Right. Now hook down this end, one length of line. We have our float stop under our oval bead. We have two stopper beads. And then what I've done is I put another 3mm bead on here to stop that 6mm bead getting caught on the knot down here for the sinker. So I always use a coast lock, if I can thread it on, for my sinkers. On pretty much everything that I can, I will use a coast lock. I just reckon they look a lot better and neater than a snap swivel, but that's up to you. We all use what we've got and what's comfortable at the time, price-wise and all that. Give that a stitch down. Clip that, and we whack that. Obviously, there's your sinker. Now, if you want to, you can have a bit of red tube. You'd put that on between the hook and the oval bead here, and just an extra bit for salt water. You don't need it, but sometimes it makes it look pretty. And that is our slide rig. We then hook up on the fish. It brings the sinker up. We don't have to worry about snags or nothing. And if you don't want to fish at that depth, we grab that oval bead with the float stop, pull it down, look at that. We're now fishing more on the bottom. Same process. And if we want to get there and fish a lot higher, we just move that up and we adjust it to there, and then we can fish that higher column. Same again. We don't have to worry about snags. Once our fish hooks up, that's it. We're fighting the fish. We're not worried about where the sinker's going. So you can run this as a running sinker or a paternoster style type height, but you don't with the paternoster style. You've got to worry about where the sinker is when you're bringing the gear in. So on that rig guy, that's the slide rig. You've just seen how it's made. That rig girl, she doesn't like the fact I've just given you guys it's my little secret. And get out, get amongst it, and hopefully I'll see you out there. Catch ya.